So now we will see input type password in HTML form. So guys, basically we can have the input tag and we can set the value of the type attribute over here as password, so that whatever content you type inside this particular input field will not be displayed on the UI. And the main use case over here is when you are logging in into a particular website, you are providing your username, and when you type the password, you don't want someone else to see while you're typing it on the screen, and that is where we use the input type password over here, which defines the password field in this case. So guys, let us check this with the help of examples in VS Code over here. So previously we had checked the input type, that is text, which allows us to provide certain kind of input with the help of a text field, and this is how we can see the text field over here. So guys, what we will do is we will make some changes in this case. So we will remove the second input field over here. We will keep the first label as username in this case. So we will change the label to username over here, and the input type will be text, and we will set the name as username, which will be used by the server in order to refer to the value provided into this text field. And the ID that we provide over here will be username in this case. And as I have told you, the ID of this input must be set as the value for the for attribute over here for the label, so that when the user clicks on this username label, the cursor for this text field will be activated. So we change this to username in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page on the browser. So as you can see, we have a simple text field over here with a username label, and when the user clicks on this username, this particular text field will get activated, and we can simply provide the username for the login purpose. Now guys, what we will do is we will have another field over here which will be the password field, but we want that field to be of the type password, so that whatever we type inside that particular text field will not be displayed over here, since password should be secret. So what we will do is I will simply copy and paste these lines of code over here, that is label and input, and for this input, that is the second input over here, we will change the type to password in this case. So as you can see, the type is equal to password, and the name we will change it to password over here, and then the ID as well we will change it to password in this case. Now guys, this particular ID should be linked to this label, so I'll copy this ID and paste it inside the for attribute over here, and the label should be password in this case. So we have changed the label as well. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have got the password text field as well. Now guys, because we have set the type as password over here, whatever we type inside this password text field will not be displayed to the user. So when we start typing over here inside this text field, so over here we are not able to see the characters that I am typing right now. But the same thing when we type over here in the username, you can see that we can type anything that we want and we can see it inside the text field over here. So guys, this is the main functionality of the input type password over here. It doesn't allow anyone else to see what exactly you are typing inside that text box. Now guys, when we are working of sending of this data, that is username and password, it is recommended that we use the post request over here. So for example, let's say we have another input, that is the submit button over here. So we will say input type submit, and then the value that we provide is submit in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page. As you can see, we have provided submit button in this case. So guys, when we click on this submit button, as you can see, username is equal to, so some data will be sent over here. That's because by default the method for this form tag is get request. So we have another attribute over here, that is method, for which there are two values that we can use. The get request, which is by default the value that is set for this method attribute, and that is what we are using right now over here, and the post request, which will help us in order to hide this data. So by default the get request is being called over here. So what exactly is happening, I'll show you once again over here. We will reload this page, and let's say for username we provide username over here, and for password we provide simple password in this case. But guys, when we click on submit over here, as you can see, the username is equal to username that was provided, and password is equal to, you can see that what I have typed over here is being displayed inside the URL. So we should avoid this whenever we are dealing with submission of the form and that form contains some sensitive data. So how we can avoid it is by using the post request over here. So when we provide the post method and the request goes to the particular file that we define in the action attribute, in such case the username and password data will be sent as part of the HTTP request. So guys, it won't be displayed inside the URL over here. So let me just save this file once again and try reloading this page on the browser. So now if we provide the username in this case and then let's say I provide some password over here and click on submit, as you can see the URL is not displaying the username and password over here, but it will be passed to the server as the HTTP request. So in such cases, when the passwords needs to be validated or if there is any sensitive data that is supposed to be sent on the server side, we must use the post request over here by mentioning it to the method attribute of the form tag so that our sensitive data is protected from any other viewer who is trying to submit the form. So guys, this is the way that we can create the password text field using the HTML form. Comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is input type submit in HTML form. So stay tuned.